Hey, how's everybody doing today? Gonna do a few ramblings from a short, fat, bald guy. Uh, nothing, nothing earth-shattering today. Start the thing off with some good news first. Firstly, apparently I'm a grandpa. On May 8th, Alex and his wife had uh, their first child together, and Mindy Julie Marie is now part of this Mason family. God help her, because we're a different bunch of people, that's for sure. But it's a good thing. Hopefully, mom and baby will be coming home today, and everybody did well, so it's all a good thing. Julie is absolutely ecstatic. Um, you know, I'm sure this little baby will be spoiled rotten between her grandmothers and great grandmother and aunts and dad and mom. I'm sure this young lady is just going to have the world on a platter, so to speak, which, that's great that they can do that. um, Another note, gas prices continue to climb. I think in Dover this morning it was 2.99 a gallon, so 1 penny, well, 1/10 of a penny was 2.99.9, 1 penny shy of $3 a gallon. Of course, yesterday somebody posted a meme 1 year ago and had gas at $1.14. Gas wasn't $1.14 here a year ago. I don't know where that was at. Gas here in Ohio was averaging $1.85.9 a gallon a year ago. So, I mean, obviously it is more expensive than it is now. Um, Everybody wants to blame Biden and the pipeline shutdown, the Keystone XL pipeline that wasn't functional yet, based on futures. I know I got to get that in there because I get the uh, lecture, so to speak, every time I talk about fuel prices and corporate greed. That it's all based on futures. Um, you know, Whatever. It's still corporate greed. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says. Um, Now we have the Colonial Pipeline is shut down because it was hacked and was being held ransom for some ransomware. That pipeline doesn't even service Northeast Ohio. All of our fuel comes out of the Midwest, but yet our gas prices went up 20 cents a gallon. Has nothing to do with the pipeline over there. But, you know, everybody says it's Biden's fault. That if it was Donald Trump in office, this wouldn't be an issue, which is bullshit. Um, our prices were low a year ago because of COVID 19. Demand was down. People were not traveling, people weren't going anywhere. Um, we're also running into issues right now with unemployment, which I will be touching on in a minute. Um, a year ago, nobody was driving, so they could curtail the amount of oil and fuel products they were producing, and it really didn't hurt. There was a bigger supply than there was demand. Now people are starting to travel, the country's starting to open up, and the supply is down. Oil companies could fix that by increasing their production. Um, their excuse, there's several excuses that you're hearing out there. First off, it was the conversion from winter gas to summer gas. Bullshit. Um, the other excuse that we're hearing, and I have heard this from some people that I actually believe and find to be credible, is that they're having trouble keeping drivers, people that deliver the fuel products, um, because of the additional monies that people are getting on unemployment. It's easier for them to stay home and collect unemployment plus the additional bonus and not have to work. Saw a thing today about that again. Somebody said, yeah, Biden, you need to knock that off. Joe Biden didn't start that. Joe Biden did not start that. Donald Trump started that, which was a $600 additional per week during COVID a year ago. Now it's been cut down to 300, and here in Ohio, I think it varies state to state. But I would agree that it's time for people to get back to work. The local Kentucky Fried Chicken had to close early. Rumor has it because they had no help. The Denny's had to close early or didn't open. I forget which it was because they didn't have any help. You know, it is time for people to get back to work. The incentive to stay home, the extra money needs to go away. It's time for people to get back to work. Time to get off the government and actually do some work. You know, it's different whenever you're laid off because of COVID and you can't go to work. Your company is shut down. Your businesses are half of what they were. But things are opening back up. The problem we're running into, there's too many people out there that don't want to get back to work. And to get them to go back to work, we're going to have to cut back on those extra incentives that are out there for those that are unemployed. You know, I'm not getting into the whole discussion about minimum wage because I think minimum wage need varies dependent upon where you live in the country. A person collecting minimum wage in San Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles versus a person collecting minimum wage in Dover, Ohio, New Philadelphia, Ohio, Tuscarawas County, Ohio, has a complete different expense list. I mean, completely. So I think minimum wage needs to be looked at regionally, and you go from there. But people got to get back to work. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I've heard plenty of people saying that they can't get help. You know, what a shame that is. I see help wanted signs everywhere. I have friends that own restaurants, friends that own bars. You know, they can't even keep help. You know, I can say that my son and both my stepsons all worked during COVID. They didn't get unemployment. They worked. My wife was laid off. Makes a lot of sense, I know, in RN. She was laid off for about a month during the initial COVID outbreak a year and a half ago or whatever it was, because she worked in a surgery center and they had to close surgery centers. She has worked ever since then, you know, and let's be honest, at that time she was getting $600 additional dollars a week with her unemployment. It was basically what she made working. So, you know, it's time for people to get back to work. And, you know, it may suck. They've got used to sitting around at home for the last 15 months, but too bad. Get back to work. Need to stop all the free handouts. You know what? They got to look for jobs. They got to be out there. And, you know, if you don't want a job that you feel is below you, well, that's too bad. If you have an offer and it's the only thing you got, maybe you need to take it until you get a better offer. It's what we did back in the day whenever I was a kid looking for a job. You know, I started out working at a local produce company here. And as time progressed, I moved on, worked in fast food. What a nightmare that was. I didn't last long there, less than a year. And then I worked in a gas station, actually back in the day when they pumped gas, washed windshields, checked oil, things like that. Honestly, probably one of the best jobs I ever had. It was not hard. I got to see people, talk to people every day. You know, and I was young. I mean, I was 17 years old and pumping gas, you know, not a big deal. Checking oil and all that, not a big deal at all. And I mean, like I said, fairly easy. And, you know, that was that till I joined the Army. And then I was on my way into working in adulthood and have improved myself pretty much every time that I've changed jobs over the years. Except for this last year, 2 years ago, whenever I retired/resigned from Union Hospital to start my business. it was going pretty well, but as you can imagine, because of COVID, it sort of took a crap. I will tell you it's starting to pick back up, which is good for me. Good for the businesses that I frequent, all the breweries, wineries, restaurants, places that I take people to. And, I hope that it's going to continue. So, really, that's all I got to say today. If you're on unemployment, seriously, there are people out there in need that you get to work. Get off your butt, get out there, look for a job, get to work. People need help. And things are never going to get better in this country if people don't understand that you got to work for a living. I mean, I worked for everything that I've got, and I always have. And you can't expect to get free handouts. It just doesn't work that way. All right, you all take it easy. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ramblings of a Short Fat Bald Guy. See ya.